Hey, greetings friends. Dennis LaRue here, your executive and life coach with LDR Leaders Develop Relationships. And this is the hashtag Steel Toes Required quote of the week. And this is number 75 straight weeks. Not straight weeks, but 75 weeks we have met together. Hey Don, good to see you. We have met together to go over a quote that has impacted my life, that I know will impact yours, that will step on your toes, will poke and prod you and make you uncomfortable, but also it will give you the inspiration and motivation to kick down the doors in your life to become who you were meant to become. That's the whole purpose behind Steel Toes. And this week's quote is a fresh quote for me, but the individual who said it a couple of years ago. I was at an event this past week, the Sewell Leadership event out in West Texas in the Odessa Midland area. It's an event I've been going to now. It's been around for 14 years, and I've gone to it for at least 9, maybe 10. And at this event is some great people. John Maxwell is there, my mentor. Mark Cole, his CEO, is there. And Collin Sewell, who runs it, has just in the past few years been a speaker at this event. And he did a phenomenal job speaking on the importance of people. And he shared this quote, but before I tell you the quote, Collin Sewell is, as again, the leadership. For those of you that are in the John Maxwell team, you're probably wondering, who's this guy? Well, you know the book, Good Leaders Ask Great Questions? John Maxwell dedicated the book to Collin Sewell. So if you're wondering who he is, that's who he is. He's an important enough guy to John Maxwell that John dedicated a book to him. So here's what he said. Get ready for this. Get your steel toes on. Because I'm telling you right now, this kicked me, it didn't just step on my toes, it kicked me right in the jaw. It just popped me good. Here it is. People are not an interruption to your day. They're the reason for your day. Let that sink in for a minute. People are not an interruption to your day. They are the reason for your day. Now, for those of you that have been following me on Facebook Live, you'll probably notice that I did a LaRue on the street briefly on that quote. And part of that quote applies to this here, but we're going to do a little deeper dive into it, because it doesn't matter what you do, whether you are a parent, whether you're in business, whether your business is a product or a service, no matter what it is you do in any sphere of life, it requires interacting with people. People are the one buying your products. People are the one that you're serving your products to. You can't do anything in life without people. And oh, by the way, if you say you're a leader and nobody's following you, John Maxwell says you're out for a walk. You're on a hike. People are not an interruption to your day. They're the reason for it. But I get it. I get it. Because we're so busy. We have so much going on in our lives. We've got a full day. My planner's right over here. Right when we're done with this, I'm reviewing my planner for this week. Hey, Melanie, good to see you. And when you look at that planner and you look at the tasks and projects that you need to work on, that I need to work on, you start thinking, oh my goodness, if everything goes perfectly, I can get all these done. But what happens? You get that phone call. You get that email. You get that knock on your door. Hey, boss. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Dennis. Do you got a minute? Can I have a minute of your time? Then what do? You know what? You let them in. But I know, I'm guilty of this. I'm telling you right now, I'm guilty. I'm grabbing my heart. I am guilty of this. While I'm saying with my words and everything else, yes, come in, have a seat, deep down inside I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to put me behind. Oh, I got so much to do. I got this project, I've got this meeting, and the list goes on and on and on and on, and I hope this isn't fast. But friends, then why do we say such things as this? Now, Don Gleason, you've heard this, brother. You were commander in the Air Force. We've said this. We have an open door policy. And that means that if our troops, if our airmen, if members of our organization need to talk, need to come to us with a situation, that they can knock on the door's open, they can come in. Yep, see, that's right, Don. And there are many people that take advantage of that, and they do come, and we spend that time, but then there's others that take advantage of it the wrong way. And the point of it is this. When we say we have an open door policy, we want to be available to our people. We want to be available, and we want to help them, and we want to serve them. But they're not an interruption. We've got to find that balance. How do we do that? You know, some of us are fortunate. We have executive assistants to help us with that. But what's another way? Well, first it starts with your mindset. And it starts with this quote. People are not interruptions to your day. They're the reason for it. Divine intervention. How you look at those people, how you look at those moments is everything. And I needed that kick this week because I've been guilty of treating people more like interruptions. And I'm a coach, for crying out loud. I've treated people like interruptions instead of treating them as divine appointments and opportunities. Hey, Diane, how are you? Hope you're having a great time at IMC. But that's not the only thing. Because people do matter. They do matter. They are the reason for our purpose. They're the reason for our calling. They're the reason why we're here. We are here to impact people. Don, you said it right. They're our most valuable resource. You can't do the mission. You can't complete your purpose without people, without those precious, priceless interruptions, divine appointments. Yeah, I'm missing you too, brother. Hope you guys are having a great time. But also, not only are people, what you need to do, here's a tool to help you. Not only do you need to have a mindset shift, but here's something. I just mentioned a moment ago, I'm going to be grabbing my planner and going through my week. So instead of feeling the frustration of that interruption, how about scheduling some white space on your calendar to embrace those interruptions? To truly have an open door policy, put time on your schedule for folks to come in the door. I know that's simple, and I know that's easy to say, but it's hard to do. What's easy to do is easy not to do. How much time? Could it be, 30 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, an hour a day, whatever that looks like? Put in that white space, because here's what I know. We just went through today. How many of you said, oh man, I lost an hour of sleep. I lost an hour of. Now let me ask you this. How many times during the day do you procrastinate? How many hours a day do you allow other interruptions to come in and push you back? People are more important than any procrastination and anything else. So go ahead and schedule that white space that you're wasting on investing in your people, especially the ones who take advantage of your open door policy, to knock on the door, or to make that phone call, or to do that FaceTime, or Zoom, or whatever method you use. And then the third thing is there are people in your organization who will never come to your door. But as a leader, you need to get to know them. And you need to see them. So you've got to get out from behind your chair and go out the door and go see them. Schedule that time. So in that time that you schedule for open door policy and nobody takes advantage of it, and it could be for several reasons. Maybe that your executive assistant has done a great job protecting your time, and you have communicated to your people so well that they value your time and they don't want to come to the door because they don't want to interrupt you from doing what it is you do best. Get out from behind the door and go see them. Go spend time with them. If there's one thing that helped me in my military career, was getting out from behind my desk and getting to know every member of the organization. And so when I went by their desk, I could ask how their family was doing. And I could ask how so-and-so is doing. And I could also go to them and have a conversation about their favorite sports team briefly and ask them how they felt about the game. What is it they're working on? How could I pray for them? These little things, these little moments, communicate to your people not only that you care about the mission, but you care about them too. And when you care about them, they will work hard for you to accomplish the mission. They'll give it their best. They will give it their very best because they know that you care about them. And also for you, make sure you're not interrupting their day because they're working hard for you. As a leader, make sure that you're valuing their time. Just because of the leader, they're going to stop what they're doing to see you. But at the same time, value their time, value their productivity, and schedule. Now, hey, we're in modern day. We're in a digital age. So not everybody works physically in the same offices anymore. What do you do there? It's just simple. That time that you schedule, send out an appointment and schedule time with those people that you don't see and schedule a conference call, schedule a Zoom or FaceTime or whatever method you use to connect and communicate with people. Schedule that time to meet with them and invest in them. And just let them know you're checking in on them because there's some people when their leader reaches out to them, they automatically have that gremlin on their shoulder saying, "Oh, you are in trouble," and they're nervous and they're standoffish. Let them know that you just care about them and you're checking in on them. And thank them for what they do. Take time to thank them for what they do. Because you see, again, people are not interruptions to your day. They are the reason for it. Without people, you don't accomplish the mission. Without people, we don't have a calling or purpose. I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm a trainer. Without people, I have no job. I'm just talking to myself in the mirror. What about you? How will you use this? How will this impact you? What action steps are you going to take this week, besides what I shared here, to make a difference in people's lives? I'm grateful for what Collin Sewell said there because I needed that. Since he said that quote has been on my mind nearly nonstop, and that was about 3 days ago. For the last 3 days, this quote has been in my mind, in my thoughts, in my words, and it's doing its work in me. So for you, take time to think about this. Let marinate on this quote, because I really believe if you get the heart of this message, it will transform you personally, it will transform you professionally, and it will transform your organization and make it more productive, more efficient, but also it will be more like this. And people will enjoy being a part of your organization and serving under your leadership rather than punching a clock and looking forward to the yabba dabba do moment when they can leave and go home. So friends, there it is. That's your hashtag Steel Toes Required quote of the week. The blog will be out here a little later. I just finished it just before going live, and my wonderful wife is taking care of that for me, doing some editing and whatnot to get it formatted properly for you, and we'll put that here. We'll post it in the comments for you. And with that, let's close with the blessing. I pray the blessing of bread that you know no hunger. I pray the blessing of salt, that your life would have flavor and that you would be flavorful in other people's lives. And I pray the blessing of wine, that joy and prosperity would be yours, and that the love of God would be your portion this day and forevermore. I want to thank you for joining me on hashtag Steel Toes Required quote of the week. You know, leaders develop relationships, and I always say the number one relationship you develop is with yourself. But as a leader, don't forget to develop the relationships with those that serve you in your organization. And one of the ways to do that is letting them know they're not an interruption, but they're valued and that they matter, because they do. Take care, my friends. I'll respond to all these comments here shortly. Blessings to you. Have a great week, and we'll see you again, either LaRue on the streets, if you'll follow me here, or see you next Sunday right here with the next hashtag Steel Toes Required quote of the week. Take care, friends. Bye for now.